Time travel is one of those things that I was like, I will never again work on a show with time travel because it makes you want to put your head through a wall.
Ciri will use her powers to fuel Aretuza, and they will no longer need to turn girls into eels.
You know that theory comes from people who hate the eels. Let us never see the eels again. No, I like eels personally. I have 2 kids. They're huge fans of Harry Potter. So I have read, seen, done everything about magic schooling. And it was like, well, what's different about Aretuza? How do we not make it just become this beautiful place where you go and you get powers and you get anything you want? Because that takes conflict out of it.
There is no conjuring something from nothing.
Jaskier isn't human, and that's why he doesn't seem to age.
Oh, Jaskier's aging. Yes. No, that was just a mistake.
And then what happened?
We have this enormous timeline in our writer's room, and it's how we laid out the stories from season 1 and sort of tracking to make sure that everyone fits in. Jaskier was always the outlier because Jaskier would have aged a lot in that season. No, he just has great genes, clearly.
Thank you.
Ciri's prophecy predicted climate change.
The time of the white chill and the white light is now.
I read this one too. And like all fantasy, you can see it as an analogy for anything that's happening in our world right now. The best fantasy is kind of like horoscopes. You should be able to read them and apply them to yourself. You should be able to watch The Witcher and say, here's how I would fit into this world, or here's what I think it's meaning. I cannot say that we sat in the writer's room and talked about climate change a lot, but talking to Sapkowski, I think a lot of him are in these books, obviously, and a lot of his politics. It's so funny to me when people talk about not inserting politics into The Witcher. It's like The Witcher is the most political series that I've ever read. I don't agree with all of it, but I do agree with some of it. And I think Sapkowski probably has a lot more of his beliefs in there than we realize too.
You don't get a vote.
If I did, I'd vote to burn it all down.
I saw one fan suggest that Ciri is actually Geralt's mother.
Wow. Nope, that just blows my mind. I can't even wrap my head around that one.
Yeah, that involves some time travel paradox stuff. I don't even know how to begin analyzing.
It's funny because as you step back, you're like, well, she would be capable, but then it literally makes my mind explode. I did a show called The Umbrella Academy before The Witcher. Time travel is one of those things that I was like, I will never again work on a show with time travel because it makes you want to put your head through a wall. It's so complicated.
And another theory is that Yennefer used to be a witcher at one point in her past.
First time I've seen a witcher up close.
How would that work? Are these off of Reddit? I want to go read the entire threads.
All of them had arguments, but the Yennefer one, I don't know about, but maybe I'm biased because I read the books.
Of course, once you have the books in your head, and so much of Witcher lore is about women can't be Witchers, and sort of how does Ciri start to factor into that? Yeah, that one's hard for me to wrap my head around.
Cahir was captured and replaced by the Doppler after their fight in season 1.
That's interesting. I want to keep that one in my back pocket for a while. That's one of those scenes that in the editing room, we were like, how are we going to tell the difference between Doppler and Cahir? And at the end, you really don't care. They're fighting, they're just 2 men scrapping. The idea is when one of them races out, you want to hang in and go I don't know which one just ran away. So I like that one.